Morning students, welcome back once again to the session of social studies. We shall continue the session as we discussed in the previous class about the celestial bodies, and we have discussed about different celestial bodies. A part of that we have came and we have structured here in the part of the planets. We discussed about planets, satellites, as we discussed about satellites, types of satellites. Shall we have a brief look about what we have been discussed now, and we shall continue the content where we have been taught in the previous class, right? Once again, solar system, as we know about the solar system, which is existed in the space. Of course, Earth is also, which we are living, the Earth is also a planet which is existed in the solar system. So the sun and the 8 planets and the remaining celestial bodies altogether called as solar system. It is also known as solar system, solar family. Solar system for our known language. So as you have to understand, no? For that we have named it as solar family, right? In days, what are the things we are going to discuss more about it? What are the remaining things we have to discuss? Now we are going to see in this class now. Shall we have a look now? Okay, as we have discussed about asteroids, meteoroids are to be explained in this class, in the session. Now we are going through order wise. Okay, ma? Right. As we know, sun will be the center of the solar system. It is available in the center of the solar system. As we call, sun is the king of the solar system. He is the king. Why? It is located in center of solar system. Moreover, when we have to know about more about sun, you know, it is having extremely hot gases. Sun is having extreme hot gases. So you get it out, why sun is giving that much heat and light together? Is it possible for the sun? So what is there in the sun? What is available in the sun? So for that we have to know. So it is having extreme hot gases. So upcoming higher class, upcoming classes, you know what are the gases are available in this heat of sun. Moreover, we shall measure the temperature of the sun. Shall we measure the temperature of the sun? Yes, temperature means temperature, the heat or hotness of the sun. The temperature of the sun is nearly 6000 degrees Celsius. The hotness, when we look into the sun, how much heat is available in the sun is nearly 6000 degrees Celsius. Imagine when we boil a water or a milk on the stove, generally we may boil more than 100 degrees, 150 degrees or just below 120, 130. So human body temperature, generally we are having 80 degrees and 90 degrees. When we get a fever, our body will become warm if it is after 99 degrees heat. Then imagine 6000 degrees Celsius, it's an easy thing. That means, what do you have understand? No need to see the sun, no need to go near the sun. For a distance of hundreds of kilometers, when we are near to the sun, we will be burnt alive. That much heat is produced. Okay, ma? Right. So this is some informative things which we have seen in the sun. Right. Let us, now we are going to see the distance of, as we know, yes. So as we know, there are different planetary bodies or, right, revolving around the sun. So let us calculate the distance How much distance? You won't believe. For example, from here to some other area, for example, if you from here to from Tamil Nadu, from here to Hyderabad, so we have some hundreds of kilometers, some 400 or 500 or 600. Then from earth to sun, what is the distance? Shall we see how much distance is available here? How much distance we are having, even though we are getting the heat and intensity of heat and light on the earth very frequently. What is the distance? Shall we calculate here? Nearly 150 million kilometers. 150 million. Imagine if you want to travel for some hundreds of kilometers, if you want to make a journey for 1 hour, 2 hours, you feel so tired, right? Then imagine how much distance is there. For hundreds of kilometers only we feel tiredness. As we have a sophisticated facilities of transport, even though we feel tired, then imagine how the astronauts are going into the space and how they are capturing the pictures and how they are making research. Even though they are crossing 150 million kilometers, you want to see the sun from the earth. This is the distance covered between sun and the earth. Understand, students? Up to here? Okay, next part is planets. Next part is planets. As we discussed, Earth is also one of the planets. Planets according to their shape and the size, we have 8 planets. Which is the smallest? First one is smallest planet. If you take Mercury, and moreover, if you see the smallest is Mercury, which is nearest to the sun is also called as Mercury. What about biggest? Jupiter. Among these planets, what is the living planet? Living planet, which is otherwise known as Earth. So the planetary bodies which revolving around the sun, okay, it have their own individual identity, right? As we discuss, so the special identity we get is the planet Earth. Why? All the living beings and all the layers are existed in the, that means life is possible on the Earth. And moreover, Earth is also having another name which is called blue planet. Why it is said to be blue planet? Because if you see, as the astronauts has taken up pictures in the space, how they exact the shape of the earth and how the earth looks like when they have taken a photograph, the entire earth color is in blue color, whereas some remaining parts are some different colors. But why it is existed, most of the earth is having covered blue color, means that means you have to imagine water bodies, that means 2/3 of the part of the earth is occupied by the water bodies. So we shall learn more about this. This is some information about the planets which revolves around the sun. Clear, amma? Next one, our planet Earth. Earth is also having a name, home planet. Home planet. Why home planet? Yes, all the living beings can survive. The only planet, living planet, that is called Earth. You might learn in the lower classes, Earth is in which shape? Spheroid shape. That means round shape. It's like a ball shape. But the scientists and geographers, when they study deep about the earth, the first origination of the earth shape, they are called as geode. Geode. The shape of the earth was called as geode. That means it's having a surface completely bulges in some areas. Bulges means a little bit extension of a body more than its space. Okay, so by its shape they have named it as geo. Okay, ma? Clear. So if you take the earth, as we see, earth is covered 2/3 part of water bodies. Water bodies. What are the major water bodies? As we know, oceans, next seas, next lakes, rivers, okay, ponds, tanks, and so different kinds of water bodies. But major portion which we observe on the earth, it looks blue color, that is called oceans and seas, and the remaining part is called landform. That means land is very less when compared to water body is very more on the earth. So this is some unique features which we observe in the earth. Shall we go for the next part then? I hope you are following sequence wise what I am saying, because it's a new variant of textbook, so that's why I am just explaining point wise. Next part, there are 4 important components are available on the earth. On the earth we have 4 important components. What are those? These components called as, for example, our human body, if you want to see our organs, you can't imagine, okay, you'll be scared, because we are covering our human body with different layers of clothes, and the internal bodies, organs are covered by the layers of nerves and skin. How the body is covered, the same earth is also designed, earth is also has a unique identification which is having a 4 components. Those are called layers. Those are called layers. These layers, up to you go for higher class, these layers will be in social studies, it will be having a continuity part. Right, my dear students, I hope you are following what I am saying. It will be having a sequence connections till you get into the 10th class. So remember carefully. So you have to understand the major important explanation about these layers. Right, what are those 4 important components? As we said, it is a layers. First one, lithosphere. So for you to understand, a very short and brief, I am just explaining. Lithosphere is a layer which it is a part of land. The entire land comes under which layer? Lithosphere. Next one, after land, hydrosphere. Hydro, your chemical name, your science teacher used to explain hydro, H2O, yes, it is otherwise known as water. So before science, social has given a terminology about water. It is a layer called hydrosphere. Next, third one, atmosphere. The sound of atmos is otherwise known as air, which is having weight. Air which is having weight. Do you believe air has weight? Yes. You feel the push of air? Yes. Then it is having particular capacity of weight. It is a combination of air. Can you see the air with your naked eyes? Is there any human being seen the air directly? No, absolutely not. See how the God's creation is so unique, right, in the world. Air is blowing, but you can't see, but you can feel. You can feel, right? So that's why it is a unique features of a layer of the earth. Next, finally, bio. When all these layers are existed, there is some gap is there, right? What is that gap? Small, minute bacteria. Till you heard about dinosaurs, Godzillas were roamed in the earth. There are proofs. Okay, big creatures are available, which they are having a life which they are having life. So the layer which is existed with the life, all the human beings and living beings, even plants and everything, animals, insects, whatever it may be, it will be having a span of life. Can you believe, can any living being have the estimation of life, how many days or how many years they can live on the earth? Is there any proof? No. It depends upon our availability of resources we can survive, right? Okay, this is about the layer which is existed with the life. These are the 4 major components. So more about this information you are going to learn in 9th class. Of course, after here these are the 4 major components which you studied in your 6th class. Right, shall we go for the next part? Right, next part is moon. Right, what is the speciality of moon? You heard about sun, you heard about earth, then now you are going to know about moon. So small change here. Sun will be remaining in a same place, but what earth is doing? Earth is revolving around the sun. So by that we are getting light and heat. What about moon? As we know, so these are all called natural satellites, right? Next, what is the role of moon in the universe? What is the role of moon in the universe? Moon moves around the sun. The speciality of the moon is generally earth is revolving around the sun. Along with that, moon is also revolving around the earth. Is it clear? So that is the reason we get a night, daylight. Okay, more information you know about what kind of the shadow of light we get from the moon and what kind of shadow light we get from the sun. When the sun set and the sun rise, okay, we will get a different shade of light, which we will call it as twilight, and all those things, information you might learn more about in the higher class. So moon is a natural satellite, and shall we have shall we imagine how much distance is available from the earth to moon? As we discussed about the distance between earth to sun, the same earth to moon, is there any distance? Yes, it is having particular space extended between earth and moon. How much you know? Nearly 3,84,400 kilometers. 3,84,400 kilometers. 400 kilometers distance of space is available between earth and the moon. So this is about the information about moon. Let us, one interesting thing I just want to share with you. So listen carefully. Who is the person who stepped on the moon for the first time? Generally, there are 2 categories. Let me explain. So we have a small let me clear it. Right. So the variation between astronomer is different, astronauts are different. What is the difference between astronomers and astronauts? Astronauts and astronomers. Of course, both professions are same, the nature of work is same, but astronauts are so advanced than astronomers. People who stays on the earth and they will do research, right? They are called astronomers, whereas astronauts means a person is ready to travel in the space to find out all the research, and he may come or he may not come back. Clear, Amma? So that is, so there was a famous astronaut who went into the space. His name is called Neil Armstrong. He belongs to USA. His name is Neil Armstrong. So he was the first person. What speciality he made? You know, he was the first person who stepped on moon in the history. Nobody dared to do this. He is the first person who stepped his leg on the moon, and he was so excited when he was stepped on the moon. When after returning to the earth, and he explained his experiences when he stepped on the moon. So it was so lucky, you know. So very rare people, right? He was stepped in 1969, in the year called 1969. Okay, my dear students, we shall continue the session. After this, we continue the remaining part of the session in the next class. I hope everybody is safe. Please take care and follow the precautions. Please be away from the corona. Thank you. Have a nice day.